video, I'm going to give you a brief description and idea on the reason for the modern golfer hitting a lot further than what he used to, say, 15 or 20 years ago. It's quite a simple explanation, but I'm just going to quickly jump into it. As most of you know, the modern driver is limited to how hot its face can be. What it means by how hot its face can be is the ball speed that comes off the face. So if the ball, if this club is moving at 100 miles an hour, the ball can only come off at a maximum of 83% of the speed at which this driver is moving. That's if the driver didn't have its, the golf ball did not have its own properties to make it go further. Now, for many people out there, a very popular golf ball is the Titleist Pro V, and this is what you call a three-piece golf ball. It's got an outer sirloin cover, an inner cover, and then also the core of the golf ball. And all three of these layers interact with their special properties to increase ball speed, to increase the ratio between what the maximum speed that the driver is allowed to exert on that golf ball as far as the ball speed coming off the driver face, and then what ball speed is achieved because of the actual nature of the golf ball. So let me quickly explain, and I'll put some sums on a calculator that will make it a lot simpler to understand. So if you're swinging at 100 miles an hour, you will be limited to only 83% of that. So in other words, only if your driver is moving at 100 miles an hour, technically, if the golf ball didn't have its additional properties, the golf ball would only come off at a maximum of 83 miles an hour. But the modern day golf ball, because of, as I mentioned, the various properties that it consists of, and the materials that it consists of, is able to generate very fast ball speed. So as an example, I know that a good smash factor, now a smash factor is the ratio between club head speed and ball speed. A good smash factor is normally 1.45, right? 1.45. Now, somebody who's swinging a golf club at 109 miles an hour should achieve a ball speed of approximately 158 miles an hour if they make good contact with the ball. That means a good smash factor. But what you might remember earlier, I said 109 miles per hour is limited to a maximum of 83% because of the coefficient of restitution. That's limited on the driver, the face of the driver's, the hotness of that face. So 158 miles an hour ball speed divided by 90 miles an hour, which is the technically the maximum ball speed that a modern driver could generate with 109 miles per hour swing speed, operating off a 0.83 coefficient of restitution, means that the coefficient of restitution of the golf ball of a Pro V, as an example, is 1.75. 1.75. So in other words, the speed that the modern day driver can generate on a golf ball, if it was not for the modern day golf ball, the person swinging the golf club would be hitting the ball a lot shorter. And the main reason for the increase in driver distance amongst modern day golfers, especially in the last 20 years, has been because of the modern day golf ball, the ability for it to actually travel a lot further with lower spin. Anyway, guys, I hope that really clears up a few misunderstandings about the nature of why golf balls travel further these days than they used to.